Welcome back to the action here on Stage 2 at the 2020 UK Open Finals, live from Minehead. We're into the third round here. Welcome to the action if you're joining us on the PDC Facebook page for this one. We're bringing you a little treat, a free treat, a tungsten teaser for the kind of stuff we're offering over the course of this weekend. Exclusive coverage of Stage 2 live on PDC TV tonight and tomorrow. We've seen plenty of fantastic stuff this afternoon. Paul Nicholson has joined me, Chris Murphy, to talk through the action. It's been entertaining. There's been plenty of darting drama as well. And now we have potentially the best match, the pick of the afternoon session on this stage. Cristo Reyes, Spain's #1. Ryan Searle, the former window cleaner who won his first PDC title just a matter of weeks ago. If you enjoy the match and you're watching on Facebook, head over to the PDC website and look at subscription options, including a weekend pass for just $2.99. Great value for money. And Paul Nicholson, this match could well provide the value for that amount, because it could be an absolute epic.
Well, when you were looking at the Board 2 menu this morning, this one stuck out in bold and it was underlined, because we know what Cristo Reyes can deliver. Maybe not so much lately, but we know what Ryan Searle has been delivering, and very recently. Nicknamed Heavy Metal for two reasons. One, because he looks like he's the front man of Megadeth. And secondly, because he throws the heaviest dart on tour. Over 30 grams. Does so very effectively. And with such a huge, thick barrel like that, amazes me how many 180s he hits.
Just give us a comparison there, Paul. The lightest darts would be what, someone like Stephen Bunting?
Stephen Bunting is a 12, so roughly 20 grams more per dart is what Ryan Searle uses.
Heavy metal indeed, but it has been very effective of late. Searle stunned Michael Van Gerwen in the final of the Players' Championship event when he picked up his first title. First of many?
For his sake, I really do think so, because he's one of the nicer guys that I know on tour, and he doesn't say a great deal, but what he does say is very, very good. Won't get too close to that top spot. You know, any other attempts? Fabulous try.
Doesn't say a great deal. He doesn't see a great deal either, Ryan Searle. He's a fraction away from being kind of medically classed as being blind. He's only just over the bar for being able to drive. His sight is shocking, and he has to wait for the referee to call it in or not. He wouldn't have known that those darts in double top weren't in until Hugh Ware told him.
Oh, that busts the score. And Ryan Searle, option of straight for double 7. I think he's going to go straight for it. Yeah, why not?
He's not happy because there was a string of missed darts at double that preceded that, but at the end of the day, Searle has got a leg up against Reyes here, a man who he's only ever played once and was beaten convincingly 6-2 in the now extinct UK Open qualifiers.
140.
It's almost a home game for Ryan Searle, this. He's a Devon boy, and there can't be many other players in the draw who have taken as little time to get here. Justin Pipe, Gary Anderson maybe,
100.
and Ryan Searle.
Yeah, I do at times, Paul, in hope of throwing some curveball at you and taking the mickey a little bit out of you. Look at your head-to-head record against certain players. Do you know what it is against Ryan Searle?
Haven't been beaten.
3 meetings, 3 wins for Nicholson.
Yeah, one was in a qualifier for Gibraltar, I think, and the other one of the other ones was in a Euro Tour event, I think.
Yeah, 6-2 in Germany, 6-2 in the Gibraltar qualifier, and once on the floor in Ireland. 6-3 to Paul Nicholson. He knows how to beat this man.
He's a different player now, though. Reyes staying up top for double 18. Too high. And Searle could be looking at tops once more. Got to be careful. That's very careful. AC confirming that he needs 10s. He's just to the left of it. For a flashing moment there, he thought that was in. Reyes can't afford to miss again. And he doesn't.
You mentioned the short trip that Searle would have had to make. It's a rather more lengthy one for Cristo Reyes, who lives in Tenerife.
I think it's fair to say that he's had some trials and tribulations getting here in the past. Some interesting cab rides, some interesting flights.
Yeah, and the sledges from a couple of years ago.
More proof of that 180 ability from heavy metal.
Second of the match for Searle, who's had a good couple of runs at the World Championship in recent years, so we're not going to say that he can't do it on the stage. We've seen him win on the floor of late, but he had a fantastic run 2 years ago, and it might be fair to say that he should have put Gary Anderson away this time around.
Well, I think it's full credit to Anderson, the way he came back from 3 sets to 1 down. And Searle looking to set up 12s, decides not to, and decides the other option to leave the easy 2 darter. But Ryan, of course, not the only person who struggled with his sight and still been quite a dynamite dart player. That's definitely not the 19, but it's still tops.
19.
Gary Anderson struggled with his sight. Jamie Caven, of course. What is Reyes going to do this time? He's going to stay for the 20 like he did last time. Will he get double 18?
58.
I thought it was a dangerous decision for Reyes there, because had he clattered into that dart, he could have well bust his score. That's the wrong side of the wire. And Reyes now has another decision to make. Double 9 he's going for, and he pins it dead centre.
Yeah, go for a double that you've already hit. Ryan's probably thinking right now, how am I 2-1 down after all the opportunities I've had? Well, that's darts. You don't get a free full stop in this game.
Bit of news to bring you. We have 4 players now in round 4, or 4 players that weren't already in round 4 as the top 32 seeds. Martin Schindler joins his German compatriot Gabriel Clemens. Schindler has seen off Benito van der Pass 6-4, but another German player has been beaten. It's been a good run from Stefan Sietmann, but he's run into a rampant Harry Ward, who beats him 6-3.
Now that explains why Benito van der Pass had to look like thunder in the hallway just now, because he was just beaten by Martin Schindler.
It's Big Ben against Little Martin, wasn't it, in that one? Schindler, Klassen, Clemens and Ward, the players so far to join the world's top 32 in the hat for tonight's 4th round.
Yeah, Dirk playing against Darius Labanauskas right now. That's a bit of a game.
100.
I mentioned Justin Pipe, he's in action right now against Kai Fan Lung. 4-2 up the force there.
And look who's back to form, Jamie Lewis. Beating his friend Ross Smith 4-1 at the minute on board number 4. And someone else searching for form on board number 3 against Ron Moulenkamp is Richard North, who's 3-2 up there. But interesting to see how those games pan out. But right now, Searle has got to start finding his doubles.
Well, it would have to be the smallest double of the lot, and he hasn't found the 25. So not even a dart at double from 80. Paul Nicholson, that is criminal.
Unfortunately, it's not good enough. And Reyes will think that that's not good enough. When you're not getting a shot at double from 80, you're livid. You're not getting a shot from 96, you're very much not pleased. But tops for Searle, he's found it. You can hear from the crowd how much support he's got.
Yeah, it has really picked up in there over the last couple of matches, and this is certainly, I think, whether it's the busiest or not in terms of numbers, it's certainly the loudest crowd we've had in Reds so far this afternoon.
I do wonder, in my heart of hearts, what kind of excuse me, what kind of revenge Ryan Searle has in store for Chris Dobie, considering last year's tweet of the year, which was likening Ryan Searle to Lord Farquaad from Shrek. He said to me last week in Belgium that he will get him back, he just doesn't know how yet.
Nothing wrong with long locks, Paul. Ryan Searle.
100.
It's not a common look, is it, amongst professional darts players, to have the flowing locks, but Ryan Searle is not a man who will be changing.
That's exactly what I said to him last week. Just don't change. Don't feel the pressure to change. You are who you are.
Actually, having no hair is more common in this sport, isn't it?
Yeah, whether you pull it out or whether you decide to shave it.
Yeah, I'm sure that you felt like pulling it out at times, Paul. We've had a couple of trips down memory lane in the UK Open, and there's something you said there that I want to return to. But first of all, let's see if Cristo Reyes can leave himself handy here again. A stray into the 5. It's rescued somewhat this time to leave himself on his favourite double, but it's not a double he's hit yet.
134.
That's an interesting leave. Every single time he's gone for double 18, he's gone inside.
18.
But on this occasion, double 9 is not plucked. Tops again. This time he gets it first dart on the combination shot and retakes the lead.
Yeah, and you can certainly hear the roar there with every leg that Ryan Searle wins. And in this more intimate setting, the crowd much closer to the action than perhaps out in the enormous main arena. It can feel almost intimidating, can't it, Paul? And I know that when you've played in Bolton, you've been involved in matches where your opponents had a lot of support. Just tell us what that must feel like and how you have to handle it.
With a 180 from Searle, but you're asking me how to handle
we learned
a vociferous crowd.
We learn from our mistakes, Paul Nicholson.
Clearly didn't learn anything. I played against Ken Mather in Bolton. He was a local fella. Didn't handle that very well. I played Wes Newton in Blackpool. Didn't handle that well.
And everywhere else you went, they just booed you anyway.
Well,
so.
The one thing I did get right was I played Max Hopp in Germany. I handled that one very well, because I won that one.
Well, Ryan Searle has been making them roar, and they will roar again, because a 1-4-4 checkout has really put this match in the palm of his hand. And you said he had to start hitting. Well, since he hasn't stopped.
Yeah, it's been quite delightful the last couple of legs from Ryan Searle. But he does get on these rolls. That rhythm is just so smooth. He's trying to do an MVG here.
97.
Get those perfect darts in a row. 6. Ooh, just shy of the 7th. People expected.
81.
But this is a blitz from Searle. Reyes is in bother here.
Just a reminder that this is a third round tie, so we don't yet know. Manso rattles in 180 number 5 for him in this match. We don't know the opponent for either of these players, and it is both of their first match as well.
Ryan's doing nothing wrong at the minute. Tops. And again, like the first leg of the contest, 2 right on the wire. When he's missing, he's not missing by much. You get the feeling that he's not going to miss this time, because on the whole, Ryan Searle has thrown some incredible darts in this match.
Double 10, double 5. And things could have got a little sticky for Searle there, but he's done really well just to plan that in last start in hand, and that will hurt Cristo Reyes even more than had it just landed in top with the first one.
Can you imagine if Searle was to get a big game on the big stage in front of a somewhat home crowd? That would be something, wouldn't it? He hasn't done this job yet, but he's done a fabulous job so far.
I know you were an advocate of him perhaps playing in the Premier League in in Exeter.
Yeah, I was one who thought that Exeter was probably right for Ryan Searle at this point, but I think the thing that scuppered that was Fallon Sherrick's heroics, which gave her Nottingham. I think Luke Humphreys might have gone somewhere different, and then possibly Ryan Searle could have gone to do the Exeter job, but it turns out the Exeter job belonged to Luke Humphreys.
And Searle could be in a very different position next year anyway, because of course winning his first title happened after the selection process for the challengers.
Yeah, very much so. I did say that Ryan should be in before he won that title, but now he's got more ammunition. But he's going to have to back it up with great performances this year and go up the world rankings, and potentially you just never know what's going to happen.
He's played like a man in this match who was just waiting for his ability to arrive, just waiting for it to happen. And when he won the fourth leg to level it up at 2 apiece, he kind of gesticulated, where's it been? Here it is. And he's kept it. And just looks like closing out the match easily. Cristo Reyes is probably going to have to take out this ton-topping checkout to stay alive.
Yeah, I agree with you. He could. And he has. Fabulously done. What a way to save your skin. It's not over yet, this one. But that was only a hole to throw. And that's only another 180 from Ryan. He looks so relaxed at this point in time. Looks better than I've ever seen him.
100.
Well, he's fired in half a dozen maximums now in this match. So we saw Scott Waits hit 7 earlier this afternoon here on board 2.
At one point, when I see Ryan, I'm going to have a go with those darts and see how you throw a 32-gram dart and score 680s in 9 legs. Quite astounding.
Can confirm that one of the local favourites will be in the tournament tonight. Justin Pipe, a 6-3 winner against Kai Fan Loan.
Ross Smith is turning things around against Jamie Lewis. He's 5-4 to the good now after being 4-1 down.
1-4-4. The checkout is already completed. He won't complete the win with it.
128.
He has left himself on the verge of victory.
Just a stunning performance from Ryan Searle to get it done. It's 4s. Double 2 has gone begging, and 103 went in the last leg. Can he get a shot? Yes, he can. Oh, what a save! Who needs Iker Casillas when you've got the Spartan that is Cristo Reyes doing ton-plus checkouts for fun?
103 followed by 102, and I have to applaud Cristo's decision making there, because he went for the bigger target of the treble 14 rather than bothering with the bullseye, which would have left perhaps a preferred double. But we have a game on our hands now.
Some sort of spirit that from the Spartan. It takes a very determined dart player to do that when they're not playing their best game, but finding enough. I think it's maybe just giving Ryan Searle that opportunity to get that 7th 180.
Well, for those that are watching on Facebook, you know what to do at the end of this match. Head to the pdc.tv website and bag yourself a weekend pass for just $2.99, because we've shown what kind of stuff the players are producing here on stage 2. We've had 7 180s in this match, 3 ton-plus checkouts, and we could be going all the way down to a last leg decider for good measure as well.
Looking to set up tops.
100.
Somewhat unfortunately, finds himself on the same number as Reyes, who's going to get first poke at a double.
58.
First time he's missed in 3 legs. And Ryan Searle should get a match dart.
At the same target.
58.
And it's the same outcome.
It was in the way and he didn't move across the oche. Reyes needs 5s, can't go inside. Doesn't. 5-all, and this crowd give a somewhat muted appreciation of that 10th leg. 3 in a row for Reyes. Will he break the hearts of the locals?
100.
Deadlock here at the UK Open, who will be in the hat at the end of the afternoon.
45.
Ryan Searle has an expectant crowd behind him, but Cristo Reyes has clawed his way back into contention. But an opening account, an opening visit of 45, punished to the hilt by Ryan Searle, who does rack up 180 number 7.
60.
What an atmosphere it has been for this game. Such enjoyment and passion from the crowd, and accuracy from Searle and Reyes. But it's looking very likely to be Searle in the final furlong.
Yeah, he's just carried on, hasn't he, Ryan? So weathered the storm. He knows that the couple of shots that Reyes has taken out, he had to take out, and that's something that Searle can take credit for, and he leaves himself on double 18 to book his place in the 4th round.
100.
Well, surely Ryan's not going to miss 18s and Reyes takes 160 for it. That is not going to happen, because Ryan Searle has nicked it at the end with a wonderful 13 dart finish. What a game we've been treated to right there on PDC TV and your Facebook accounts. I really enjoyed that, Merv.
Yeah, just a final reminder for those of you who have been watching on Facebook, that is the last of our free action for this afternoon. But if you want to carry on watching, just head to pdc.tv and subscribe. You can just pick up a weekend pass for $2.99 to watch the rest of this tournament.